Hello there, and welcome to another Friday spiritual lecture with light language, of course. And it's a pleasure to be here again. Been off for a few weeks, just been clearing some stuff in me, but I'm back. And yeah, in this time we're not going to be dealing with a topic so much, but with an ascended master. You know, yesterday I suddenly came across a picture of Mary Magdalene, and the light just filled my heart. It filled the room. Her energy was so beautiful, and it was so clear that we are once again working so powerfully with the divine feminine, just as we need to, because we are still working towards balancing the toxic masculine, the toxic feminine, and the divine feminine and divine masculine. And so when I sat down today, I asked and I said, so who is coming to be here? Who is bringing their energy through and wants to channel a message to everybody? And so I picked up the beautiful Divine Masters oracles, which I just love them. And they really help to connect with the Ascended Masters. Just when you have their energy embodied in a card, it comes so much easier. And the wonderful card that came through, speaking of light, is Isis. There she is in all her glory. And Isis again embodies the divine feminine. She embodies the energy of the collective, the energy of peace and compassion, and the softer side of the divine. And what she wants to bring through is a remembering of our magic, a remembering of how we used to be. You know, this 3D journey, it stripped away so much of our magical selves, and it placed us into, actually I'm being given the image, it took us from being a very fluid energy such as water, and it made us into a rock, into a stone that just has one aspect. And for so long, this is who we were. We were just this one solid aspect without the ability to expand or grow or become something different. And if we tried to change, we simply broke, because we lived in such a basic energy, just of survival. And then gradually we have softened, and we are now being able to be more fluid and to change and adapt and express more of ourselves, more of our true light. But in this expression, we need to remember the magic, because this stone didn't have any magic to it. It had no dreams of more. And Isis, she comes along and she says, do you remember the magic? Do you remember being able to flow, to embrace more of who you were? And this is what we're doing now. As we are opening up again, we are able to recall times when we could create magic, times when we were able to dream of the life that we wanted to live and then create it. And for many people, they still feel that this is impossible. They feel that they're not able to imagine something greater than the small world in which they find themselves. And Isis comes along to say, this is just your perspective. You know, when you see and you believe all the learning and the rules that you have been given, and the strictures of who you are, then life becomes minute. It becomes so small, because we forget to believe in the possibilities, and we look at other people and we think, well, how come they can do it? Or no, we don't even imagine that. We look at other people and we go, well, they did it, but it's not for me. And we completely shut ourselves down. We bring the shutter down on our lives, on our possibilities, and we say, no, this is not my life. I'm here just to be this particular way. And Isis comes and she says, no, you carry within you this incredible energy. You carry within you this divine feminine that is about fertility and creativity and openness and fluidity. And we have to allow our imagination to expand. We have to allow ourselves to dream once again and to be open to possibilities. We have ended up in such a situation of negativity and poverty and being limited. And sometimes it's hard to believe that there is any other way. And this is when people say, oh, I can't wait for this life to be over because this one is just so awful. Well, that's not the dream we want to have. The dream we want to have is I can turn this life into something better. That I am allowed to recall who I am and bring that through, because in here is this magic, is this remembering. And we just have to open to it and allow. But the allowing is the problem. This is where people really get stuck, in the allowing, because they don't dream of what could be. They see instead in front of them what is. And I get it. When life is a struggle, when life is really tough, and you are confronted daily with a situation, a reality that just is pure struggle, it's incredibly hard to have those moments when you can sit and say, I'm going to dream of more. And part of the problem is that we've been told that this is a fairy tale, that this is just us pretending. Well, everything is pretending. But if you pretend it enough, then what happens is it's no longer a pretense and it becomes a reality. And we have to allow this fairy tale to come into our lives and to open us up and to be more, to dream of more, to accept that we can be more. And when you are really struggling, call on the energy of the Divine Feminine. Allow Isis, allow Mary Magdalene to come in to show you that within you there is still this magic and still this ability to dream, and it has not been crushed out of you, that life has not crushed it out of you. And if you can do that, then you have the possibility to become something else. Lots and lots of people have been in a negative situation, in a hard situation, and they have dreamt of more and they have found more. So whatever it is that you feel is crushing you, dream your way out of it. This is where you begin. Believe it and call in the help that is there for you. So we're going to see what energy Isis chooses to bring through to help us to dream, to be more. Maruta yaroki warak zindga ora patakora shingayat kuramiti darunzo. Darutu ipar kun karakora tabroshkorok sikura tatita matinya warasi. Nandita orambura itin yasu kawara tiskidaris tiskumarat varakashkasia. Taniaru parikora kerto kukarskis diataratsi. Tanidera naniamora nenimorara tu ora caparsitinchko ora itishnesa maritide de yaro vitura sincaro vicora caio scora ticaracicua marandite a ti tumarashiki wikiarama mamaradis tarm corkia corindisca camaratu corresisitora jesi mamaratitora Isis says the problem is Marimbora Kawayakurgati Titaro, Arijgamar, Kajiskiyatakura, Kajisutakroa, Kazior Koramanakar Titiaram, Namarazi, Kanunakora. That we have forgotten that we all wore crowns. Mavarandiyaro, Yarndekorea, Karindakorapa, Itanyasia. That we were each a queen or a king. Marindishka, Kayita Koramanakara Sishikaya, Narinda Caesar, Caesar to Kurishka isnya, then in Jinjiskara, and the Jinjuskar, Manokarapatesha, Taniaru, Si, Kia, Sikora, Kisara, Korakisa, Marinda Darsi, Tumura, Luta, Si, Yetikura, Marakotasi. And we've just forgotten this, and we put this crown, we put our magic inside a box, Mamaridisia, and we buried it, Marmaratiukora, Sikora, Tarishka, Maranzitsia, Sikarakaruka, Tatasia. In some ways, we became a serf. We stopped believing in our own capabilities, and what we have to do is remember that energy. Marinchi shusia, tarishki satya, tukurisi satya, ke satya, namaroto parakora, taniar uti, karindi kuja, sanata tataisismara, karukuiza, krabarakia tikujo, roketasa, tadedeja, tadiarshis, marisa, karinske, dori sisaya takaya, sukura tatashi, kamiaro, namasi. Mabarati terasi. And when we can remember this, when we can come back and feel for a moment that you are the king or the queen of your own life, that you rule it, nobody else, you are the ruler of your own life, then you can start feeling a pride in yourself. The problem is that we abdicated our authority for our own self. We abdicated that to somebody else rather than knowing that I am the ruler, the leader, the guide of my own life. And under almost a hat of negativity, we pushed down, we suppressed, and we were told that to be the king or the queen of our own lives was wrong, that we did not know best for us. Tandia diko garabarkio, tadearan sinsha, tananada diarambar, kauritikurasi, kamita kureshi, tarosamorati, the kurajisa, taliwarando, tamariwarando, karokurasi, karo tokorashi, kamadoropishi, naurasio, marmamari kura, karikura, paradisha. And it is time just to recall this feeling, to sit and in those moments feel like you are the creator, the ruler, the leader of everything within your life. And that you are allowed now, as the king or the queen of your life, you are now allowed to choose a different way of living. And it doesn't mean that you put anybody else down. It doesn't mean that. It means purely that you come back into your life and say, me, I am in charge of my own life, and I decide what it is that I want and that is best for me. So that is what Isis has to say, and call on her light, call on her magnificent, beautiful headdress. Let the light, let her light come into you and show you just where you buried your crown. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I thank you very much for being here with me, and I will be back. Friday Spiritual Lectures. We'll be back, hopefully, always on a Friday. But thank you so much for being here with me, and I wish you a fantastic week ahead, and I look forward to seeing all these beautiful crowns being worn on your head. Bye bye.